Hey, what's up? I don't know. I have a lot of things going through my head today. I'm gonna try to hold this steady, but I don't know. Yesterday I went to Chorale. Basically, my high school choir had a reunion meetup thing, and almost nobody was there. But I got a chance to talk to my choir director, my former choir director, and we just had a really cool conversation. He sent me an email about um, just that conversation. It gave me like a really big compliment of like just saying that I was a happy person, and that he enjoyed talking to me, which was like really, really, really awesome. Like, I don't know, I know that's so simple, but like that really meant a lot to me because it's like that's what I'm going for. That's what I want to be is somebody who other people enjoy being around. And that sounds simple, but I think it's a hard thing to do. Um, And so I sent him an email back, and I basically told him this story of when I was in high school. And, well, really, the story started when I was in college, right? And I joined all these groups, and I was felt really insecure, and I wanted to figure out who I was, basically, right? I think that's something that everybody goes through when they're young adult lives, and so I desperately wanted to know who I was, and so I joined a bunch of groups, and I tried to get in a frat, and the frat didn't work out, and I never made it into the frat, and that really threw me for a loop. It was like, okay, maybe I suck, maybe I'm a shitty kid, and I joined an a cappella group, and I was in all of these things, and I was trying to make other people happy, and I was trying to act in a way that they thought would be impressive, or act in a way that they thought was funny or entertaining, and it was horrible. I became this person who wasn't real. I became a cartoon who didn't have any substance, and it was seriously awful. And I really wasn't happy, and my grades were slipping, and it was horrible. And so, I don't know, I think through a long and like confusing process. I remember sitting down one day and hearing some advice or something that said, hey, write down. I don't know. Like the idea that I needed some perspective. So I sat down and I wrote down every single memory that I had from my life, basically, and I started to think about, when is the last time I felt like I knew who I was and I felt like I was happy, and the one of the biggest times I felt that was when I was in high school and I was doing a musical. We were doing Shrek the Musical, and I got to play the role of Donkey. And I told my old, and the choir director was the director of that show. And basically I was Donkey, and then Shrek and Fiona were these two people from my high school that were like, one of them had been on Broadway for years. um, she was on Broadway for like 2 years, and she then came back to Manlius to um, be a normal kid. And then the other person was going to basically, he was on the trajectory to be a famous jazz singer, and he was performing with people who were very prominent in the jazz community, and they both had all of this professional experience, and that was intimidating as hell because it's like, I can't sing barely. I mean, I like to have fun and I like to perform and I like to laugh and be ridiculous, but I'm not a good, I'm not technically good at singing, or um, and so that was really scary for me. It's like these people were really good at what they did. So uh, basically, I would show up to rehearsal. I didn't know my lines. I didn't know any of the choreography. I didn't know any, even the notes of the music. I would horribly mess up. And Mr. Hebert, everybody was like, and you could feel it. You could feel it in the people. They would like look at me and be like, okay, you're gonna be a letdown. You're gonna be a huge letdown during the day of the show. You're gonna fuck this up. And that's how I felt. I was like, okay, fuck, I'm gonna fuck this up. And we were working on a song or a duet or something, and Mr. Hebert looks at me and he goes, Noah, this is not supposed to sound good. Like it doesn't need to sound good. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be funny. And Um, and he kept giving me notes like that, and eventually, you know, you hear that once, and you're like, okay, yeah, he just wants it to sound good, and that's what he thinks. And it's like, oh, it's like, wait, like he wants this to be funny. Like I can do that. Like he wants me to go nuts. He wants me to go crazy, and he wants me to say some stuff that's like fun and funny, and like the facial expressions are supposed, you know, it's like, okay, like I can do that. And so instead of trying to be perfect, I instead, you know, tried to be funny, and I tried to, you know, I felt like I really, like, for the first time ever, was able to, like, not hide who I was, and, you know, instead incorporate who I was into this ridiculous character who was so, like, happy and fun. And so yeah, and it was just awesome, you know, and it was the first time I'd ever done that. And my parents, you know, they came to the show and they were so blown away and proud of me, and it was so awesome. And that is the first time I think I really was like, yeah, this is it. This is who I am. Like, which is so silly, you know, but it's like, I don't know, and you know, I think that like I went through that in high school, but I didn't really realize how meaningful that was until college. Um, and I don't know, I think that like when I have made choices with that in mind, with that like story in mind, like hey, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just go and make it. And if it and how can you make it more fun instead of make it perfect? You know, that was huge for me in high school, and I don't know. I think it's a lesson that I forget a lot. um, so you know, Mr. Hebert though taught me that, and I mean, I don't think he had that in mind when you know, when we set out to do this musical. He just wanted a good musical, but like I think that he helped me realize that like I had this ability and this power to, you know, not hide and put myself out there and try to make it in a way that's fun. You know, try to get the other actor to break. You know, like that's great. And you know, it's like you don't have to. There's no perfect ideal that you have to try to hit. It's basically like, what can you bring to this? You know, and that's like that's huge. That's huge for a kid, especially to learn that. Like, hey, you can make choices and you can have agency, and people will, you know, you can act in the world and change the world, and not. I mean, you can't, like, but like you can. I don't know, like you can manipulate things and make choices, and other people, if you say they're the way they are, then that's the way they are. And to a kid, it's like, holy shit, that's amazing. So I don't know, I sent him that email, and it was just really important to me. Other things that happened today, I don't know, a kid asked me for help with some video marketing questions, and he said, you know, I think it's so weird when people just message you out of the blue and they don't say, hey, what's up? They just cut to the chase, and it's like, okay, this is really weird. And I think, I hate the word professional, but I think it's kind of unprofessional. It's like, you know, like, say hi, like, that's fine, just say hi. And he's like, I'll pay you $20 if you answer me some questions. And it's like, okay, number one, say hi, because it's weird. And number two, it's like, I will help you for free. Like, if you just want to talk, like, we can talk for free. I don't have any proprietary information in my head. Every piece of information in my head has been basically adapted from another piece of information in somebody else's head that was freely given to me. So I don't want $20. I will help you for free. And you know what? That's, I don't know. I think that that's really important. It's like, you know, that's how you make a network of people, is you help people for free. You don't say, yeah, give me $20 and I'll answer your questions. It's and he offered, and it's like, I don't know. But so, and me complaining about him offering money, like he did something kind and I'm going to complain about that. That's mean. But I just think that I wish that he didn't have to. I think that it makes me sad that he felt he had to do that. You know, I want to be someone who, you know, oh, Noah will help you. Yeah, here, go get him. You know, maybe not like with time and deliverables of, you know, videos and stuff, but like advice or questions, like, yeah, no problem. You know, I don't know. Cool. I don't know. Other than that, today we have an 18-hour drive ahead of us. I downloaded a bunch of audiobooks, and I think we'll listen to them in the car, and I'm excited to leave. I don't know. This is the last day that I'm going to be in Syracuse, and that blows me away. Really blows me away. It's going to be crazy. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do this.